coming to my channel. The keto diet is not forever. I just want to slow things down today because I know our cookies and our pies can get us really busy, and my next pie is really busy. So let's just slow it down for a minute. So today's talk is going to basically be about the A1C blood test. Basically, it's to find out how much glucose is in your blood. And they got all those percentages and all those other different ways of measuring weight-wise. But the way it's done, it's through percentage. The max out point where you get to be diabetic is the 5.7. Now, I started on the keto diet because of the fact that my mom was particularly, she was diabetic, and it was a line of people ahead of her, including my grandfather I never met, who died from too much sugar in his blood. And you know, Italians are known for lots of pasta. So we ate pasta. We did. That's our thing, you know. And the Mexicans do their, you know, their thing. And you get all cultures doing. And the Chinese folk do their rice. I mean, you know, we all got our carbs predestined for carbs. But the point is, I saw what took place with my mother's situation of diabetes, and I just said, "Nuh-uh, not here. This line stops here. It's not coming here." So I started on my journey the hard way, and I had to do a crash course in eliminating sugars, all kinds, all forms, whatever it looked like. I just had to say no, and I had to do that because I didn't want to deal with drugs. I didn't want to, because look at the stuff that's on this callback stuff, recall, or this is dysfunctional, even though they touted it as being the super duper drug, whatever. No, let's keep it simple, folks. Let's keep it clean. That's how I roll. Yeah, it's tough in the beginning. So I was 5.6, it's 5.7 borderline. So I was calling a major clinic saying, okay, I need an appointment. They said, well, there's no room in the inn for you. So they had to refer me out to a bariatric doctor within town, which was reasonable, but he was tough as nails. And that's okay. Sometimes we need to be tough, get that toughness to scare us enough to stay away from stuff. And mine was sugar, pasta, anything white. I really learned in a big hurry that there are certain bread products coming from the East Coast that I just can't have. I can't eat bagels anymore. They just don't digest well with me, period. Even after 7 years of being off of them. So the point is, I started on this journey, and I learned about sugars, and as a matter of fact, the doctor did a nice little report on every single sugar out there, and we all just came down back to the erythritol, and some folks don't like it, but you know what, you just tolerate it for a little bit. Notice how your sugars do come down, and as it helps, then you'll just kind of forget your attitude about sweetness, because it is sweet. There's different manufacturers. Try them all, find out which one is better for you. I did not Splenda, sorry, the other, the one in the little brown bottle, stevia, that's it. I knew it was the S word. Anyway, I did stevia for quite some time, because now I have bragging rights. I'm not at 5'7" anymore, and I'm not being that strict about the diet. I'm eating, okay, fine, I'm eating some other kind of white products like breads, but what, half a slice? Not a whole loaf, you know, hello. I'm having a half a slice in the morning maybe, and I'll finish off with the other half at lunch, particularly if I'm working, because you're running it off, you're burning it up. Well, where I work, yeah, you're running around a lot. So that's how I wager this. And plus, when I was in the beginning of the 5.7 routine of trying to get the sugars down, I would find something I like to do. I got involved with my bicycle, 21 speed. My brother helped me out with that, and then I just found a little group to hang with in town. You know, 5 miles, 10 miles. I wouldn't do that every day. Good night. If I got that in once or twice a week, then that was a miracle for me. And it helped. It helped bring my sugars down even less than 100. And then there's a home test you can do, which I'll show you how that's done. Well, I don't think I have to get into that, but the point is, I'll show you the tools that I use. Because now I don't always religiously watch everything I eat. I'll look at it, read the labels, and if it's got some form of hidden glucose or high corn syrup, whatever, no way, just no way. It's just not worth messing with your pancreas. and your liver, and everybody needs to be at peace and calm down so it functions properly. That's how I roll. If you want to be a little daring, well, then that's your prerogative, and that's what you decided to do with life. But I was at 5.7, then I snuck in at 5.6. I'm like, okay, I'm out of the red zone, so to speak. Because I had to take this, I had to go to this doctor out in Scottsdale, I believe, and you know, the amount of money I spent there was ridiculous, and I had to buy their ridiculous food. I would look at the ingredients, and I'm like, Doc, what's the story with this? And she said, it's the quickest thing to get you there. And I'm like, what did it do? It came back. That's why I ended up at 5.7 and had to go to a different fat doctor. So you don't want to be visiting all these doctors. It's not a fun time. It's waiting's a pain in the neck. Getting out of work early is a pain in the neck. So I'm just trying to help and educate. You know, make sure you're drinking your water. Make sure you're really watching things, how they sneak in sugar. Sometimes you get to a point you can smell the sugar, even in lip balms. What's the sense of putting that in a lip balm? Hello? Anyway, so my theory is take care of that part of your life, because then you don't have to deal with, you know, the pricking every meal. That is just ridiculous. Then you see these big, huge things that people have on their arms. Really? I mean, I don't know if they're not getting an education, or what happens is, you know, when you think about it, when you get a flat tire, you get a flat tire, and then you have to call for help, right? But you don't want to wear out your organs. You don't want to wear down the tire. You know there's a certain amount of wear, yes, and then you straighten it out by balancing things and eating better. So what I'm trying to say is I was at 5.7, 5.6, holding that for quite some time. I did 5.5. This is after a 7-year period, mind you, okay? So recently, now I don't have to do every 3 months, blood test, blood work, all that fun stuff. I do it every 6 months. So this time around, I'm at 5.3. I mean, that's bragging rights. So I'm joyful. I hope you can just share my joy, but guess what? You will get there. So one day at a time, take it easy on yourself. Be loving to yourself, because your mind thoughts do matter. Your rest at night does matter. And I will show you my report in a second. Here we go. Okay, so here comes my hemoglobin A1C finger stick score for the month of August. Here comes I still do keto. They call it bullet coffee, but I call it keto coffee. Here comes the score, 5.3. I have bragging rights. Guess what? You will get bragging rights too. These are some of the tools that I use. And you know what? All these little tools on this table here, the glucose sticks and these 2 monitors, this one here pooped out. This was in my mom's estate, so I continue to use it, even though I do it like once every 3 weeks, not like every day that I had to do in the past. Just know that you will get there. You will get down to 5.3, but you have to be diligent. You have to take care of yourself and look for the balance in life, and just know that it is possible. Just another note, it just occurred to me that if someone has their A1C 7 and above, you know, that number is different than where I started. So what I'm trying to say is take your time, eliminate some of the white products. I think you know what those are, the sugars and the pastas and the breads. And if you're at 7.0, if you get down to 6.5, if you get down to 6.6 at start, and then you go to 6.5, and you scale yourself going down, that's better than expecting if you're at 7 to go to 5.3. That would be tougher, and I don't want to come across that you have to do it that way. I am just trying to help and to be your personal cheerleader, that wherever you are in your journey of reducing this crazy sugar from your blood, we do have that on our palate, and we do like the sweetness, But just know balance is key. So if you can reduce it by following the doctor's instructions and following a little bit of a keto diet, I'm sure it's kind of going to go coincide together, then you want to just scale down little by little, because don't forget, it took me 7 years to get there. Holidays were tough. Going out to bars where people were drinking and you wanted to have something, well, I would kind of have one and make it last all night, and other folks are on their third beer. I mean, and things of that nature is how you have to look at life. Not, oh, that woman did it at 5 a.m., I can't do it, and give up. No. That's not what it's about. I want you to start where you're at. Just know that you are loved, and just know that you can do this. One day at a time, as they say, and that I'm your personal cheerleader. So good luck with all that stuff. Many blessings. And you know what? You'll start to learn a lot about you and how you were raised about food. And not only how you were raised, but how the marketing about certain foods and what these big businessmen think is going to make them $1 million about some crazy sugar that they bury in like a label this long. If it's that long, I really don't even look at it anymore. So watch your ingredients, look at them, learn what they are. If you have questions, do a Google search. When you see the doctor next, what about this thing here? See what they say. They may not know. They'll probably say go to Google, or they may even know and just rock your world. So one day at a time, and just know that if you can scale down your sugars, it would really be ultimately for your good. All right, bye for now.